So this is my board. I put a lot on it. I wanted to show the board in its whole context, and then I'll dig a little deeper. But yeah, I wanted to show the pedals and the precise settings I have. So if anyone liked what they heard, then you can get one of these or all of these and know exactly how to dial them in and sit around bouncing into infinity. Alright, you saw the blue guitar in the video, and that's the one I was playing. It's an Ibanez AS73G in mint blue. Go get one. They're very nice and affordable. So the amp model I'm using is coming from the Line 6 Pod 2.0, the old school red jelly bean. And it's modern Class A is what I have it set to, and I'm using a little bit of compression. How exactly I've got the compression dialed in, I can't remember. The effect tweak knob is usually where that happens. And since I saved the patch, all the knobs have been twirled around, and who knows what the actual settings are, but once it's saved in the patch, then the knobs can be willy-nilly and get bumped by cables and children and all of that. So let me play a little bit of just the guitar. On the guitar, I'm on the middle pickup. All four knobs are at 10, and this is what it sounds like. Okay, pedal number 1 is the Spark Mini Booster from TC Electronics. I really like their stuff, and there's not an S on the end of their name, even though I just put one there for fun. So I've got the booster set in really light. It's only at 9 o'clock, so it's just adding a little bit more boost to the signal. I like it. I think it adds some clarity. And anyway, it's kind of subtle, especially on the finger picking stuff. So, but it's there and it's helping. Once everything else gets going, I find it, yeah, just clears things up a bit, but no big. So here it is. All right, the next pedal in the chain is the Boss DD20 Giga delay. I've got it set to reverse delay, and again, this is kind of like with the pod, those settings you see for the level and feedback and tone, or E level, effect level, I think. And yeah, that's what it is. Anyway, the settings you see for those were saved are not what's actually happening in the patch I saved. Again, this is a thing where the knobs got turned somewhere along the line, and I just liked what I had here. So this is set at 59 BPM. Most delay pedals will come set in milliseconds, and this one you can set to BPM, which is really handy if you're playing in a band that has those things determined. So anyway, that's how I have it set, not for any particular reason other than it's the sound I liked the most, and that's where I stopped and saved it. So here's what that reverse delay sounds like, added to the boost and the amp. Okay, next is the Memory Boy as one of my favorite pedals by Electro-Harmonix. It's got what feels like half a dozen different pedals in it. Sometimes I keep all the knobs down, so all the effect is dialed out of it, but I still turn it on, and it adds a little bit more boost, like a really subtle boost, but once everything else is on, I really like it. So I've been using it for most of the last couple of years as a boost pedal, but it's also really handy for like sound design and just funky, crazy space noises, which is exactly how I have it dialed in. I have the vibrato added to the delay signal, and I've got it set to the square wave here, which makes it almost arpeggiate, and that's some of the kind of like what sounds like beeping and booping in the background of the delay patterns you probably heard in the video. So here it is by itself, and then I'll add the other delay to it afterwards and play the phrase. Now for the mighty Line 6 DL4. So this pedal does a zillion things. I'll let you look those up on your own, and I might explore it later. But the delay setting I have it on is sweep echo. So it adds to the repeated delay parts a kind of almost, I can't tell if it's either phase or like a wah sound that's kind of swishing in the background. And I really like that. So that I've been kind of stuck on that setting lately and enjoying it. So I'll play a little bit around that. Then I'll turn the other two delay pedals on, the Giga delay and the Memory Boy, and I'll let you hear those three together. And then in a minute, the last pedal we'll add is the reverb. Okay, the last pedal is the T2 Reverb. It is by TC Electronic, and it's their weird reverb. It's not the Hall of Fame with all the more traditional sounds in it. This one just has a lot of ambient, tinkly, strange reverbs in it, and I really like it. So I have it set to this. The settings are all numbered, so who knows what they're actually called, but this is setting number 4, and it's a nice middle of the road, not too weird reverb, but it sounds big and it seems to go on and on. So with reverb and delay both, for the ambient thing, I guess you want the mix low and the decay or repeats high. So they last a long time, but they're not so high in the mix that they start fighting with the next thing you're playing. So that's how I have mine set. I have the tone rolled back so it's not too sharp, so it stays kind of warm. And I think I have the little switch set to be like a pre-delay so that when I hit the first note, the reverb isn't immediately there, but it's there just the next second. It kind of gives you a minute to get those first couple of notes out with a little bit more clarity. So I'll play just a quick little phrase of just the reverb, and then I'll play the phrase from the video with the other 3 delay pedals turned on, and that'll be it. You'll hear all the things that you heard in the video, and that's this breakdown.